Well, first of all, I I would like to explore more different lifestyles and try to do more things that I haven't done before, like riding a bike, a motorbike, or uh, going out with surfing with friends or something. Yeah. In fact, I'm studying in a university, so um, my everyday lives are nearly the same. Uh, because I'm a student and I studied in a university, so I have to study every day and prepare for my future. And that's why I think I do many things again and again, day after day. Uh, I would say no. On weekend, I I always go out with my friends practicing band activities and practice aikido or other uh, other club activities. Or nearly 70% of my time studying and the rest of 30% having fun. And in my free time, I always watch comics, read novels, and chat with friends online. And I think that the release in the free time makes me work even better on the studying time. I would like to share with you the thing I own, which is very important to me, which is my bass guitar. I had it I had it for 3 years, and I got it from my mom's after I graduated from my junior high school. When I entered my high school, I joined the school band, and after a year of studying, I become the captain of a band. Then I also created my own band. With the bass guitar, I could create my own music and make some productions and also go outside and hold some live shows. The bass guitar is my treasure, and I think it is the sign of my high school days, which represents what I worked and how I practiced so hard to gain all those clubs and uh all, all those appreciations from others. And I think this could also explain why it is so important to me that it not only represents my old days, but also gives me the strength to live it after graduated. Even though that my band has, uh, even though that I have left my band, my bass guitar still plays a big part in my life, and I still play it often. Oh, okay. So I definitely think that people in Taiwan think having a sport car is a cool thing and shows and show their social status. For example, I have a friend whose father is very, very rich. His father gave him a sports car when he was 18. So which makes all of us jealous about it and thinks that it is very cool. I think that in higher social class, there are many people have sports cars, but in the middle class and the lower class, people don't usually have a chance to own a sports car. So it shows the difference between the higher class and the lower class. I think the answer must be iPhone. Just like other places in the world, iPhone users spend more money on their phones, and it is quite often that iPhone users have iPads and Macs. Just they are Apple fans, so I think that is a symbol. Well, in my opinion, I think that they didn't have iPhone yet, and maybe there was something shows the same same serves the same oh yeah, maybe they have something else and have to have and serve for the same purpose. I think that maybe they have on having a camera like Canon or Nikon was a symbol for them, but I'm not quite sure. Well, I think that yes, nowadays people care about things more than other people, and this make the relationship between people more far away, and this is not a good thing. Yeah. Yes, from my perspective, I think that advertising plays a big role. Through advertising, it has a magic power that makes people buy the things they wouldn't need, and usually they didn't notice that the thing exists, or they would one day buy that thing. But through advertising, this the magical power of those commercials and those TV advertisements make it happen. So I think that it is that advertising really plays a big role. Yes, I definitely think that the internet had changed people's buying behavior. Through in the past, people usually bought things in shop and face to face, but now nearly all of my friends tend to buy things online, and this also brought the community on Facebook or other social medias up. Yeah, so I think it's all we got today.
Okay, so this video is not quite a whole test, but it does include parts of, well, part 1, the whole part 2, almost the whole part 2, and quite a lot of part 3 as well. So let's have a listen. Here's the first topic. The topic is daily routine, and the question, what would you like to change in your daily routine?
Well, first of all, I would like to explore more different lifestyles and try to do more things that I haven't done before.
Okay, something that's not bad is this person is using the same modal as is used in the question. What would? So he said, I would. That's accurate. And here he uses the present perfect tense, which is also good. Something that's not so good is that he speaks quite slowly. Let's go on.
Done before. Like riding a bike, a motorbike, or going out with surfing with friends or something. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he's feeling a little bit nervous. Okay, so slow speech to start off with. Next question, are all your days the same? Whoa, there's a letter missing from that. Okay, there we go.
In fact, I'm studying in a university.
Okay, saying in fact is pretty good. I mean, the meaning is the same as actually. I'm studying. Here he's using the present continuous tense. And that's also good because he's not going to be a student forever. But then he says in a university. Why is there an a? I'm studying at university, not in the university. At university.
So my everyday lives are nearly the same.
Okay, here he's having some trouble with plurals. How many lives does he have? It's not lives, it's life. It's not are, it's is. Not a great answer, because, I mean, why would your life be the same? Gave no examples. He didn't explain the answer at all. Let's move this down a little bit. Okay, question. Tell me about your typical weekday and your typical weekend. So if you get a question like this, you're supposed to talk about how they're different, if they are different. Let's include that there. Okay, let's listen to this.
Because I'm a student and I study.
Well, you said this student. Why the? Because I'm a student.
Because I'm a student and I studied in a university, so
Why not put the two together? I'm a university student. That would be much better. University student.
I have to study every day and prepare for my future.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think.
Okay, the rhythm is not bad if you listen to this here, and that's why I think. So, pronunciation is not bad, just the speed's a problem.
And that's why I think I do many things again and again, day after day.
This was almost good. The day after day. But it is day after day and not day after days. There's no S there. Day after day. So, okay. Vocabulary wise and grammar wise, I'm thinking 6. Pronunciation probably also is 6 so far. Fluency and coherence, I'm not so sure about. Because the slow speech, let's see how it goes. Whoa, what was the question? What is the balance of work, study, and free time in your normal day? Well, since he's a student, I don't think he works. Okay, what is the balance of study and free time in your normal day? So, how much do you study? How much do you have? Or how much free time do you have?
I would say no.
So that's not what the question is asking. The question is asking what is the balance? Like, do you have more free time or do you have more time when you need to be studying?
I would say no. On weekend, I also I always go out with my friends practicing band activities.
Okay, I don't know. He's talking here about the weekend. I'm not sure why he's talking about the weekend. Question didn't say anything about the weekend. Let's see here. Okay, so in this sentence we have two verbs. Always go out. And the subject here is I. I always go out with my friends. And then you'll see here with this verb, there's no subject. He doesn't say we practice band activities. So you can drop the subject and you can make the verb VING because it's the same people doing two different things. The same subject, rather, doing two different things. So here, I go out and I practice. So here there's no I, we just add the ing.
Friends practicing band activities and practice Aikido or other
long pause there.
Club activities.
Long pause there as well. So not very fluent. And he didn't answer the question, so the question is repeated. Maybe he misunderstood what the question was trying to ask.
Nearly 70% of my time studying and...
Whoa, what's happening here? We seem to have missed something.
Nearly 70...
This got cut off. I don't know if I want to look for that audio. Maybe not.
...of my time studying and the rest of 30% having fun.
Okay, a little bit of a problem with language here. Okay, so I spend nearly 70% of my time studying. That's fine. And the rest of my time, not the rest of 30%. So, and the rest of my time having fun. So he made a little bit of a mistake here. This shouldn't be 30%. It's just the rest of my time.
In my free time, I always watch comics.
Okay, if you are a Chinese speaker, please keep in mind, look and read and watch are not the same in English. You can't watch comics, you read comics.
Read novels and chat with friends online. And I think that the release in the free time makes me work even better on the studying time.
Okay, so the preposition for time cannot be on. So it makes me work even better during studying time. Okay, I guess it's not wrong. Personally, I would say during the time I study. I guess if you say studying time, it's not wrong though. But let's look at this here. So here is the release in the free time. Maybe release is not the best word. So how about relaxation? So the relaxation I get in my free time. The relaxation I get in my free time makes me work even better during the time I study. So some problems with grammar and not really vocabulary, just grammar here. But the mistakes are not serious. It's still pretty easy to understand what he's saying. Okay, here we get to part 2. So describe something you own, which is very important to you. Let's have a listen to this.
I would like to share with you the thing I own, which is very important to me.
Well, he's not really sharing the thing with the listener or the examiner. So share is maybe not the best thing. What you can share is a story. Like, I want to share this story with you. I want to share this joke with you. But if you're just talking about something, you're not actually sharing it. So I wouldn't use this introduction. I would say, I'd like to tell you about the thing I own, which is very important to me.
Which is my bass guitar. I had it for 3 years.
I had it for 3 years. Because this sounds to me like he doesn't have it anymore, because this is the past tense.
And I got it from my mom's.
I'm not sure how many moms he has.
After I graduated from my
Did he say graduated here? Now I kind of think he did.
Graduate from my.
Oh, it is graduated, yeah. Okay. So, well, he's using the past tense. Good for him.
My mom after I graduated from my junior high school. When I entered my high school.
Look at this here. Enter and high school. These words go together pretty well. Alright?
I joined the school band.
And school band and join go together well too. Okay.
The school band and.
Oh, but he mispronounced the word. Forgot about that.
I joined the school band.
Okay, but he corrected himself, so it's not a big deal.
The school band and. After a year of studying.
Look at this here. After a year of, and then gerund, ing. Grammar's not bad.
I become the captain.
Ah, but then he uses the present tense. Why? This is in the past. So I became the captain
Of a band.
I'm not sure bands have captains. Bands have a front man. The singer is often called the front man. If it's a woman, I'm not sure what the woman is called. But if it's a guy, it's going to be the front man.
Then I also created my own band.
Okay, this I don't quite understand. He became the front man of a band, and then he created his own band. So did he leave the first band? Not exactly clear to me.
I also created my own band. With the bass guitar, I could create my own music and make some productions.
Like dumb productions? I'm not sure why he's calling the productions dumb, but okay. But I mean, those are his productions. Maybe he does feel they were stupid.
And also go outside and hold some live shows.
Okay, Chinese speakers often confuse outside and out. Outside really means outside, like not in a building. I don't think that's what he means. I think what he means is, and we also went. Okay, here's a problem with the past tense. And we also went out and held some live shows. Live shows is pretty good, but here is not using the past tense.
The bass guitar is my treasure, and I think it is the sign of my high school days.
Well, I'm not sure it's a sign. I think it represents, or it's a symbol of my high school days. Maybe not sign.
Which represents what I worked and.
Which represents but I worked. Not sure why there's a but here.
What I worked and how I practiced so hard to get all those clubs and all those
Okay, so here he's struggling to get the right word.
all those appreciations from others.
Okay, he got the word appreciation, but appreciation is not a countable noun, so there's no S. So you also can't say those. So all that appreciation from others. So it took him a while to get to the word. You know, sometimes you just have to think. But he got there in the end. He just got the form wrong. But I can still understand what he's saying.
And I think this could also explain why it is so important to me that it not only represents my old days.
Okay, here's the problem with the language. Why it is so important to me that not only represents. This verb doesn't seem to have a subject. What the guitar not only represents, he missed the subject there.
Represents my old days, but also give me the
It should be past tense, but also gave me.
strength to live.
good language here. The strength to leave. Okay, so some mistakes with the past tense, but so many Chinese speakers do that.
To leave it after graduated.
And now this verb also doesn't have a subject. After I graduated. Also gave me the strength to leave it after I graduated. I don't know what the it means here. I'm guessing that it's the band, but I don't know, because I had to guess, and I'm not sure.
Graduated. Even though that my
Hang on a second, that's not right. Okay, so sometimes this person does have problems saying the v sound. Like for example here, he says even low. It's not low, it's even though.
Graduated. Even though that my band.
Okay, and here there should be no that. So even though my band. Even though is fine, but there's no that after that. So even though my band.
Even though that my band has. Even though.
Okay, here he's thinking about the grammar. It should be even though I left my band. Even though I left my band. It's not leaved, it's left. It's not have either. It's not present perfect tense. It's just past tense. Even though I left my band.
I have left my band. My bass guitar still.
Why did I pause here?
Plays a.
Oh, there's a big pause from him as well. Listen to this long pause.
Still. Plays a big part in my life, and I still play it often.
What's the length of this? Let me see here. 4:46. Okay, well, I mean, he spoke for pretty much 2 minutes. Problem is just the speed. And occasionally there are these long pauses, like here. Bit of a. Alright, here's part 3. The topic is how values can change. And the question is, what kind of possessions show status in Taiwan? Let's have a listen here.
Oh, okay. So, I definitely think that people in Taiwan think having a.
People thinks. Okay, so some problems with subject and verb agreement.
Think having a sport car is.
Think, not sink. So again, he has problems with the TH sound. And it's sports car. Sports.
Think having a sport car is a cool thing and show their social status.
Well, this should be shows. He corrected himself, but he made a mistake. Because having a sports car, this is the noun, right? So if there's ing, this is shows. That's right. But he corrected it to show. No, it should be shows.
Social status.
Social status is a good word, but does it come from the question? Oh, it does. Oh, no, it just says status. Okay, so he threw in the social there. That's pretty good. Where was I now? Social status. Social status, good vocabulary. He's going to give us an example, a very personal example, but it's okay.
Status. For example, I have a friend whose father is very, very rich. His father gave him a sports car when he was 18. So, which makes all.
So which? Well, these don't go together. And I think this should be in the past tense, because I don't think he's 18 anymore. So, which made all of us jealous about it, of it. The preposition for jealous is not about. Jealous about. Sometimes, but if the object is the thing that's making you jealous, it should be of. So, which made us jealous of him, I guess. I don't think they're jealous of the car. They're jealous about Jealous of him. Yeah, they're jealous of the person. So, which made us jealous of him.
Was jealous about it and thinks that it is very cool.
All of us thinks. Again, problems with the subject and the verb agreeing. There's no S there. But now, the problem with this is the example he gave. Because the question is, what kind of positions of status? I mean, I live in Taiwan. Not many people own sports cars. So that's why this question is here. Because the example he gave doesn't really apply to a whole lot of people. So do many people own sports cars?
I think that in higher social class.
Oh, look at this vocabulary here. Higher social class. The only way he could make this better, because classes are countable. So maybe in the higher social class, put an article there.
There are many people have sports cars.
There are many people who have sports cars.
But in the middle class and the lower class, people
Like here, he put it there. He didn't make the same mistake.
don't usually have a chance to own a sports car. So it shows the difference between the higher class and the lower class.
Okay, he's starting to speak a little faster also here. I mean, look at this. He said all of this in 7 seconds. Okay, so he's picking up some speed here in part 3. Let's see. Any other possessions that show people's status?
I think the answer must be iPhone.
The iPhone. Oh, for brand names, you have to say the. So the iPhone.
Just like other places in the world, iPhone users spend more money on their phones, and
It's spend, not spent. Spent is the past tense. Spend.
quite often that iPhone users have iPads and Macs.
Okay, here's the verb have. So this adverb often has to go with a verb. So iPhone users quite often have. iPhone users quite often have, what was it? iPads and Macs.
Users have iPads and Macs. Just they are Apple fans.
It's Apple, not Apple. Just they are. They are just. They are just Apple fans.
They are Apple fans. So I think that is a symbol.
Okay. Getting better. Do you think it was different in your grandparents' time? Let's see here.
Well, in my opinion,
That's a good phrase to use in the beginning of your answer. Because there's no definite answer, because you don't know what happened when your grandparents were alive. Or when they were young, at least.
I think that they didn't have iPhone yet.
Okay, this is not an opinion, this is a fact. Yes, your grandparents didn't have iPhones when they were young. I take it back. Maybe this is not the best way to start this answer. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.
Didn't have iPhone yet, and maybe
Yet. Well, if you say yet, did they get iPhones later?
there was something shows the same.
There was something which showed. Remember, we're talking about the past here. Something which showed.
Semi. Serves
Oh, he's thinking of a word now. Serve. Here's the verb. What's he going to come up with?
the same.
Uh-huh. Long pause.
Oh yeah, maybe they have something else and have to have and serve for the same purpose.
Ah, he got the word. Okay, the word he was looking for is purpose, which served the same purpose. So it took him a while to think of the word, but unfortunately he uses it incorrectly. It's not serve for the same purpose. It's just served the same purpose. There's no preposition. There's no for. So maybe they had something else which served the same purpose. And he's going to give us an example.
Serve for the same purpose. I think that
Again, he has a problem with the TH sound. It comes out like let. It's not let, it's that.
Maybe they on having a
Owned having. Why did he throw in the having there? Maybe they owned. Owned is fine, there's no having.
having a camera like Canon or Nikon was a symbol for them.
What's wrong here? Oh, there's nothing wrong there. Yeah, so maybe owning. Maybe they owned having. See, the problem. What happened now? The problem here is this is just a past tense, whereas here it's a participle. Now, if he said maybe owning a camera like a Canon or a Nikon was a symbol for them, that would be okay. But then this has to be just maybe owning, not they owned, maybe owning a camera like a Canon or a Nikon was a symbol for them, but I'm not quite sure. It's fine to say that you're not sure, well, because you're not sure. This is a long time ago. And so I don't think if you give an example like the camera, the examiner is going to question you too much, because it's a long time ago. Who knows what was going on at that time. Alright, here's the next topic, the consumer society. There's only one question from this topic. Modern society is often called materialistic. Do you agree? Let's see if he agrees.
Well, I think that, yes, nowadays people care about things more than other people, and this...
Again, it's not this, it's this.
This
makes the relationship
between people
relationships
far away, and
I think the word he's looking for is distant. So it makes the relationships between people more distant, not far away.
And this is not a good thing. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't really have very many ideas on this topic. Not a very strong answer. Now, there's another topic here. Usually in part 3, you're only going to get 2 topics. There are 3 topics here. The next topic is the consumer market, and the question, what is the role of advertising?
Yes, from my perspective, I think that
Not sure why I said yes.
advertising plays a big role.
Through
advertising, it have a magic.
It have. Through advertising, I don't know what the it is. I'm not sure what it refers to. I think it just means advertising has a magical power. So maybe not. What am I doing now? Maybe not through advertising, because if it's through advertising, the it cannot be advertising as well. So maybe just advertising has a magical power that...
Advertising, it has a magic power that makes people buy.
I do kind of like the magic power. Even though I think it should be magical.
The things they wouldn't need, and usually they didn't notice that the thing exists. Or
maybe you could have said product instead of thing. So maybe they didn't even know about the existence of this product until they saw the advertising. Again, problems with pronunciation though. It's not lay, it's they. But I do like this. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes the first time I learn about a product is when I see the advertisement.
They would one day buy that thing, but through advertising, this the magical power of...
now he says magical power. This one is right.
Those commercials and those TV advertisements.
Again, though, he said lows. It's those. TV advertisements.
And those TV advertisements make it happen.
He has ideas on this topic, that's for sure. Okay.
I think that that advertising really plays a big role.
Okay, so he has some ideas. I mean, I could definitely understand everything he was saying. Even though there were mistakes in the grammar, I mean, look at how long the sentence is. From here, through advertising, it have a magical power that makes people buy the things they wouldn't need. Maybe it should be they don't need. So there are mistakes. But look at how long these sentences are. And usually they didn't notice that the thing existed or that they would want to buy that thing. So lots of mistakes, but I can always understand what he's saying. How has the internet affected people's buying patterns? Okay, let's listen to this response.
Yes, I definitely think that the internet had changed people's buying behavior.
Okay, so I don't know why this is had. It should be has. Has changed. Present perfect tense, not past perfect tense. Or it could just be past tense, but not past perfect.
Through in the past, people usually bought things in shop and
Oh, there's a word missing from this. Bought things. In the past, people usually bought things in shops. Well, I think a lot of people still buy many things in shops now.
in the past, people usually bought things in shop and face to face.
Not sure what the buying things face to face means. Isn't that the same as buying it in a shop? In the past, people usually bought things in shops. I don't know what the face to face is.
But now, nearly all of my friends tend to buy things
I do like the tend to. It shows that you are not overgeneralizing. Tend to buy things online.
online, and this also brought the community on Facebook or other social medias up.
Brought up. I think he's talking about those groups on Facebook where you can buy things, but the verb is not brought up. I think what he's trying to say is this also led to the creation of communities on Facebook. Oh, but he doesn't go on to explain what kind of communities he's talking about. So I'm just guessing here. But anyway, the verb is not brought up. The verb should be led. This also led to the creation of some communities on Facebook. I don't know exactly which communities he's talking about because he doesn't explain that though. But maybe not the best verb he's using here.
Social medias up.
Well, it's social media, not medias.
So I think it's all we got today.
That's all we got today. I don't know if I misunderstood him. That's why there's a question mark there. I'm not sure what he means. Why is that all we have today? Okay, so in part 1, he spoke slowly. Maybe he was a little bit nervous. Part 2, maybe a little bit better as far as fluency goes. Part 3, much more fluent. So I'd say this person would probably get a 6. It was pretty easy to understand, even though there were so many mistakes and some mispronunciations. But yeah, 6.